So what do you guys think about this whole emphasis on Pacquiao's size going into this Errol Spence fight? Because I'll give you my personal opinion and then you can let me know your opinion in the box below. I just think it's a load of nonsense. I think size has got nothing to do with it in regards to height, because Pacquiao has been winning majority of his fights being a smaller man, so he's not got any taller. Obviously he's put on weight, he's put on muscle, he's gone up weight divisions, but people always seem to focus on his size being a negative disadvantage when he's going up against these great champions. In this case it's Errol Spence, but before that they said that about Thurman Pacquiao won. They did it with De La Hoya, he won. They did it with Margarito, he won. They did it with Cotto, he won. They did it with Mosley, he won. He's been doing this year in, year out, which is what makes Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, the greatest. Some people would disagree. That's their opinion, and that's not going to change my opinion. But my point being, I don't look at the fight and think, well, oh, okay, Pacquiao's fighting Spence, he's taller, that means he's going to lose. Now, I look at other factors in the chance of Pacquiao losing, being that Errol Spence is fantastic boxing ability, his IQ, his strength, his durability, and his experience, and potentially his youth and the stage that this fight is taking place, even though I still think Pacquiao is going to win. But yeah, people, and I think this is not just with Pacquiao and boxing, this is just an obsession people have got with height. People think because someone's short, it automatically means that they've lost, that they're weaker. And we've seen evidently throughout the year, especially in boxing, it's not the case. Look at Gervonta Davis. He's a small man, he's shorter than Pacquiao, he's beating guys that are bigger than him. So if you're good enough and you're strong enough and you're fast enough and you're skillful enough and you're determined and you're motivated enough, it doesn't matter if you're shorter. Now, I'm not biased in this because stereotypically I'm not a short man, I'm over 6 foot, and I'm really grateful for that, thank God. Obviously we can't choose a height, we've got to get what we're given and make the most of it. But I just feel like, I'm not even going to say casual fans, people pay too much attention to Pacquiao, because it's easy to do it. It's easy to see someone in a t-shirt when they're not fighting, they're calm and they're just talking and say, that small guy over there, he's a champion, well, you get in the ring with him then, and you find out. Even if Pacquiao hit a 13 stone man, even a heavyweight average man, you're going to be sleeping and you're going to have a sore jaw or a sore head or a sore abdomen. So I don't look at the height, I don't see the obsession, and that's the thing, you can't please people, you can't please fanatical fans who just fail to see the facts that year in, year out, Pacquiao has been beating up bigger men, stronger men. So you can't use the argument no more, because it has no legs to stand on. Of course you can say, I think Spence is going to win because he's younger, he's a better fighter, and I pick him to win based on his skill. That's intelligent. Or based on the fact that he's got a good jab and he can go about using this strategy, and he can counteract Pacquiao's strengths of his strengths. I've got no problem with that. That's thinking intelligently and looking at the facts. But people don't seem to do that. They seem to not look at facts, not be intelligent, and they seem to go by a societal limited belief, which is if someone's shorter, that means they're at a disadvantage. And we know that in many cases is not. People do that in dating. They seem to believe that if a guy's short, he can't get a woman. But then there's millions of short men all around the world that have got a woman. It's confidence, it's self-belief. So that's how I see it. But I don't know, everyone's different, and I'm going by the facts. So I don't think height is going to win or lose Pacquiao this fight. I think it's skill, and it's going to be on the night. I think it's heart. That's something that people like, you can't, heart doesn't have a height. And that's why, because people can't see it to a certain degree, unless you're a surgeon and you take hearts out, right? It's so easy for people to judge on what they see. But sometimes what they see is actually, it's not the case. It's not factual when we're talking about height in this domain. So for me, it's an advantage if people think, and Errol Spence ain't thinking that. That's why I love how he conducts himself. He's not looking at Pacquiao going, well, I'm going to beat him because he's shorter than me. He knows what he's up against. He knows he's got to be on his A game, and likewise. So it's mainly fans that are just, I don't know, people are just not intelligent. They can't think for themselves. They can't look at facts and see that someone's been proving this limiting belief wrong year in, year out. He's been doing it for over 20 years. But that's just people's minds. Some people are so narrow-minded. Even when you give them evidence, they still disagree with it, and that's just unintelligent. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know yours, and I'm looking forward to the fight. All right, let's talk boxing.